There's a whole different way we can burn ourselves out. When you think about the things people need to consider when going into work, there's your commute, you got to think about childcare, workplace distractions, and a whole lot more. Now, all of those things can all attribute to that burnout. So, a new study from the Hartford found some eye-opening data. About 70% of employers are reporting mental health challenges among their employees. 52% are also reporting substance misuse or addiction, and 72% say mental health stigma blocks getting the care that they need to deal with all of that. Guys, the reality is the pandemic has had an impact on all of us in one way or another, and we might be seeing more mental health issues in the years to come. So here's the question. Are employers ready and equipped to recognize the signs of employee burnout? Earlier today, my NBC LX News co-host Jo Beth DeVera talked to HR and benefits attorney Jared Pope, who is also the founder and CEO of WorkShield. And here's a look at their conversation.
And the reality is everyone has been traumatized to a certain extent by the pandemic, and we may be seeing more and more mental health issues in the years to come. So the question is, are our bosses and our employers ready and equipped to recognize the signs of employee burnout? Here to help us out with the topic is HR and benefits attorney Jared Pope, who is also the founder and CEO of WorkShield. Jared, glad to have you with us here. So after a year of many of us working from home, what are the reasons workers now are experiencing burnout?
Well, let's first understand why they were burning out already, because working at the kitchen table, their commute wasn't very long, their productivity went up, but as time went on with COVID, they realized, wait, I'm putting in more hours, I'm burning out. And now as we go back to the workforce, whether it's a hybrid model or not, now employers, they have new issues they have to deal with. And you nailed a couple of them early on, the commute, the child care. We still got COVID. How are we going to handle that when everyone's back in the workforce? Who's vaccinated, who's not? So employers have to be knowledgeable and adaptable to these specific issues, and then ask themselves, hey, what's the best way we can accommodate these types of anxiety, this stressfulness, to make sure that the mental health issues, along with another myriad of issues, don't impact workplace culture to the negative.
Now, is there still a stigma around asking for help at work or, taking a mental health day off? And if there is, how can we, remove that stigma around all that?
Well, I think absolutely there's a stigma, but the positive side, at least what we're seeing here at WorkShield, is that employers are willing and able to address this stigma of, hey, your mental health is important. And I think as leaders and executives approach this culture, because remember, culture is what drives your population to work for the company, for the team, for the leader. They're realizing, hey, if your mind is not sharp and you're mentally not there, how do I expect you to give your best every single day? So even though there's a stigma, the data is showing, hey, look, more and more people are raising their voice. Their voice wants to be heard on these issues along with other issues as well. And so the leaders of companies, small and big, are saying, okay, time out. Let's address this. How do we address it? And we want you to come forward and let us know, hey, if you're burning out, if your mental state, you need a day of rest, you need something, let us know, because we need to be accommodating for that and adaptable.
Now, your company WorkShield helps employers address workplace issues. You just listed a few recommendations, but what else would you say our bosses, our employers should do to better acknowledge burnout at work and, also our mental health?
Well, one of the things we do here, we lead by example, and I can tell you what we did with our population here at WorkShield. We say, hey, especially in the summertime with kids, half-day Fridays. You can go home. Hey, you need to work out. You need to spend time going to the gym, doing a workout, playing tennis, doing whatever it is. We want you to be able to go do that. We want you to be able to take a break, turn off the phone, turn off the computer, unwind, deplug, and go do what makes you happy. If that's, hey, I want to leave early because I want to try a new restaurant out, great. That's awesome. We're not an adult daycare from that perspective. And I think that leads, at least from our perspective and our experience as leaders in this industry, of saying, hey, this is important. What makes you happy? And then what can we do to accommodate that? So when you do show up, you show up with your whole self, not your half self.
I like that. I like the half day Fridays, although that's a little bit hard to do in news when we're constantly having to do it. I'm going to propose something, Jared. Nap time. You know, like in elementary school where we got like that 30-minute nap break. I think we need that as adults, right?
Well, you know, I agree with that. And in fact, one of the things we have here at our offices here in Dallas is we actually have a room that's actually darker. Ooh. So people can go in there, sit down, put on some mindful meditation. Maybe it's relaxing music, take 20 minutes and say, hey, go unplug and do not disturb. Go in there, relax, and come out fresh. Or it's, hey, go out and take a walk around the office. Yeah. Go out and enjoy the morning weather. Grab a cup of coffee and go walk, sip, relax. Or maybe it's, you know, there's a gym facility, go work out. But I do like the nap. We just got to make sure it's not a 3-hour nap.
Yeah, that could be a little hard. All right, I love it. Jared Pope, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you all. Have a great one.